All right, welcome back, baseball fans. It was the Kansas City Royals who fell short in a Game 7 at Fenway Park. 6-2 was the final. A disappointing end to, well, they made the mistake in the middle of the World Series by losing 3 games at home in their home stadium, and they were fortunate to get to Game 7. But of course, the future is going to look very bright. This was the 76, 7, 8, 9 Kansas City team that lost several league championship series. They, of course, win it in 1980, which is the season we're moving into. And we'll see how this is going to play out for a team that has World Series. They want to be the favorite for the World Series and not just the bridesmaid. You know, so we're going to take the 76 guys out. A lot of interesting players that will leave. A lot of even more interesting players will arrive. Okay. So let's see what dozen players are returning for Kansas City. Looks like an 8-4 split. 8 hitters, 4 pitchers. This Bob Davis comes back, though he could be cut, I suppose, at this point. He's 77 card. He's on the roster because teams typically need 2 catchers. The other catcher is Wathan, who hit 328. Wathan can't throw, Davis can throw, so it makes it a pretty good combination. A 328 and a 181, and 5 that in half, you end up with a 260 hitter. All right, first base, you still have Willie Mays Aikens. Frank White's at second. For the moment, Brett's not available. Shortstop is UL Washington. And you got 3 outfielders, a couple all corner guys. Zeb and Lecoq, Callens. Pitching staff. Splittorff pitched so well in the league championship series. 19-game winner in 78. Probably his best year. He'll bring it back again. Holtzman did okay. He's had a 4.58 ERA with the Cubs this year, but he pitched much better than that. So they got lucky there. This Jim Wright fella, 3.57, and Justy 3. They're okay. Nothing special. So they got to find a solid pitching staff to get them to the World Series. And of course, we know they're going to get plenty of offense in the form of a 390 hitter. So let's take a peek at these guys. It's a 4-4 split. Otis will probably be back. McRae will probably be back. Brett, of course, will be back. Patek may not. We don't know because we already have 3 guys we have our eyes on. Mark Littell might be back. Leonard's got to be back. Patton, Gura. See, this is a really tricky thing here. They might have to they might have to let one of these guys try free agency. As sad as that is. But let's see exactly what the Kansas City Royals do. Let's see what they do here with their offense and their pitching. It seems like they'll have plenty of offense to muster. We'll go to Brett. We'll look at it just for fun. So George Brett. Talk about one of the most opportunistic 4-year gaps. So let's just check this out. It's kind of funny when you think about it. So in 1976, Mr. Brett is second in MVP voting and led the American League in hitting, and in triples, and in hits, and in at-bats. And his card is up, which means you have to take one of the cards in the next 4 years. 1, 2, 3, boom. And it's this one. The 1980 390 George Brett card, they'll have it for 4 runs. So the mission is to get a World Series ring or 2, because the Royals did not get a World Series win until 1985. So the most 10,000, but it might as well be 100,000 or $1 million. This is the value for Brett as a keeper. Next up, Hal McRae. One of the things about McRae is that he's more of a DH. So that bit of inflexibility could be a problem for a team that is so talented as far as keepers go. He may have peaked to 76, so 332, 868. And then he has a great 82, but that's 6 years apart with 27 homers and a 308 average. In between, he's got the high batting average. He's got 21 homers and 77. He has all the qualities of a keeper, but also maybe there's a trade involved. As in, we talked about them getting better pitching. Maybe they should think about, you know, improving this pitching staff to get it to World Series quality. Amy says is coming back. You know that. Stellar defense. Still has, you know, some good base hitting years coming up. He's still hitting 298 and 78, or in 295 and 79 with Kansas City. One of those 2 years will be the selection. So now we have 3, or we have only one more allowed. It's Patek, and I'm thinking that it's just not worth it to bring back a 260 hitting shortstop. I don't care how good his defense might be. He was an all-star in 76, he's an all-star again in 78, but statistically, his numbers aren't fantastic. In 1980, he's the California Angel. So I'm going to bite the bullet here, and for now, put him on waivers. I'm sure Freddie doesn't like that, but he's going to be on waivers as we figure out, because now we have some pitching moves we have to make, and they're all really interesting pitching moves. This is a really talented team, and they're trying their best to keep it together. It just happened that they had a lot of 76 players who were really good, all coming up a contract at the same time. Dennis Leonard, well, he's got a 20-win season and 2 of them coming up. I don't know how you get a World Series by cutting a 20-game winner, a 2-time 20-game winner. So we're going to keep Dennis Leonard now, and that maxes the 4. But we're just getting started because now we have Marty Patton. So they're going to have to make some moves. This is the first elimination, which makes sense. Once you get closer to the World Championship teams, you're going to see a lot of wannabe keepers that they can't keep, so they may as well trade and get some value. So Marty plays the rest of his career with Kansas City. The beginning of it, though, interestingly, California, Seattle Pilots, Milwaukee Brewers, Boston Red Sox. So you see that eventually he settles in with Kansas City, but he did have a vagabond traveling experience early on. So it might be time to travel again. Obviously, he should still be playing baseball, so we'll put him on waivers. But we can actually say keep and trade. So we'll put keep and trade, and we'll trade him for a guy who goes on waivers. So he keeps his keeper status with a different team, though. Next up is Larry Gura. Wow. Yeah, and he's, you know, a lefty guy about to be a regular. So in 76, he only had 62 innings. Now he's going to be bumped into the rotation. We're entering the Larry Gura era. So what you can do is, he also has a great 80 and 81. You can go 78 and then switch it to 81 in 2 years' time. But anyway, Gura has to come back. You don't find lefty starters that good just sitting on the street. So now they're up to 6 keepers. So now is looking right now that Hal McRae and Marty Patton are going to be traded. They have to be traded because you only keep 4 guys. And the last guy on the list. So this is going to be the most talented team, and everybody's going to call Kansas City about their players. And it's not like they're going to be improving this team. What you do is you package a keeper and one of these guys who didn't like Bob Davis, a keeper and Jim Wright, a keeper and like Ken Holtzman, get packaged into a trade for a much better player is how you end up moving that around. Littell, the Cardinals hat on, and he goes with the Cardinals in 78. 77 is only so-so. So again, same situation for Littell. And the thing is, if they're unable to make a trade, they might have to just put them on the waiver list. But ultimately, they're going to be packaging in the guys they acquire in a trade, they're looking at guys who are currently in the carryover league in years 77, 78, and 79 to become Kansas City Royals. Plus the toss-in will be retired guys to fill in the 2 buckets here and 1 of the buckets here. So that's what they're going to get in a trade. 3 quality players and 2 retired players and a wavered player. The two retired players and wavered players don't even matter because Kansas City is not going to do anything with them anyway. They're just the throw-ins in the deal. So Kansas City is going to own the offseason, and yeah, next year it's World Series or bust. Get Brett that ring in year 1 of the 390 and see how many more rings you can get. But Kansas City will right now be the top team in the American League, I predict, going forward. Boston and the Yankees and the Orioles are all sort of beating their heads against each other. And Kansas City's all by themselves pretty much in a division with Milwaukee, the White Sox, and the Twins. So that concludes the discussion on Kansas City. The future looks bright. They got to wear shades. We'll see you next time.